back again with another episode of Dark Souls. I was recording this, like, the audio for this just now, and then it, like the video just kind of stopped for, like, kind of glitched out for a sec on Vegas, and I'm like, the fuck? And then Audacity started fucking up, and I'm like, you piece of shit. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna get this. It's gonna be all wonky and off center, or it's gonna be a little off. So we're in the Great Hollow. We're gonna go down and get to Ash Lake, and then we're gonna do a couple other things along those lines too. And I guarantee you, and by the end of the session, which would be episode 11, so by episode 11, we'll have defeated Artorias and everything. So I'm just kind of going along. I'm not going to get every single item here, but I am going to at least get the Chloranthy ring, because some people are like, but some people aren't like quite sure on how to get it, so they're like, the fuck? And from what I remember, there was some kind of opening here along the one of these landings, but I might have been mistaken. I might have been thinking of something else. Now, the way I'm going, don't. There's a much safer way. Those things are basilisks, and I do not grab that item. I know I see that item over there. I don't think I grab it, though. I think I just completely ignore it. So you would first, if you play this, if you did not slide off all the way to the left in the depths like I did, and completely missed that giant pit, you would have encountered those basilisks in the depths. That would be the first place you encounter them. They're not that common of an enemy, but God, are they a pain in the ass, because those are the first enemies that actually can cause curse to you. And your curse meter, by default, like when you start out, it is tiny. I don't remember. There's a stat that kind of upgrades your stuff, your resistance, but I'm not sure. But I am wearing Artorias' armor, which does improve upon those resistances. Here is the Chloranthy ring, which helps with stamina regeneration. The Great Hollow, I'm not exactly... I don't go here too often. I don't traverse through this area too often. Because, I mean, like, the past 3 or 4, 2 or 3 run-throughs of this game on this file, I'm like, I'm not going to go here. What's the point? I already have the Dragon Greatsword, and I don't really need it. Let's see if I don't know if I can get that item, though. I am going to... I think I'm going to... If I drop down there, I don't know if I'm going to die. I might try it. Let's see what around at the other end. Completely pointless. Yeah. Some of these branches kind of go off on dead ends, but if you do not jump onto other branches and stuff like that, you should be fine. You should just take the solid path and everything. Alright, so since I'm kind of stuck here, let's see if I can get down to this one. So, you'd be thinking, that's an immediate, that's totally the way to get on. You shouldn't be able to die like that. Well, certain areas like that have insta-kill berries. They have those are that is insta-kill by any standard, and if that kills me, that will kill you. So, yeah, that's just how it is. I guess it prevents players from breaking the game or so and such, but still, that specific drop didn't seem like it would be that bad. I mean, but then again, who knows? But yeah, just traversing. So this is right below the landing where the Chloranthy ring is, and that can end in death. So do not try that. Let's see. I almost fell off there. I'm just trying to take a little bit faster of a route, so I can save a little bit of time. By the end of the session, not this episode, I'm not sure about this episode, I can't remember, but I guarantee you that we will be beginning the DLC. because we have everything we need, and all we have to do is get back to where the crystal golem was, and there will be a black kind of like portal thing there, and all we have to do is examine it, just like the painted world. Unless I don't know if we did the painted world yet. Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. I don't know. I can't quite remember. Maybe that's next episode, or maybe that's in a little bit. I might go check or something. So once you get down to here, it's really easy to navigate. It's not that hard. It's gonna be pretty to fall off unless you intentionally do it. Except for that branch there that you have to go down. But it's when we get down towards the bottom, you'll see there's like an assload of mushrooms and stuff. And all I'm doing here is just getting rid of the basilisk so they don't fuck with me. Now I don't think you can see it from Ash Lake, but from the Tomb of the Giants you can see Ash Lake. But I don't think the inverse of that is true. Because I think okay, that I don't know how to get that. Don't ask. Yeah, I don't know how to get to every single item drop ever. No, don't know. Let's see. So here we're just at the bottom. That's a Titanite chunk down there. I missed the jump. I should have rolled, but if I rolled, I could have died. So these are the first time you guys see the mushrooms, unless you go to Darkroot Garden first, which a few of them are there, but the bigger ones are really hard to stagger when they're attacking you and stuff, because every time they hit you, you get knocked back, and you actually get knocked back onto your ass, kind of thing. Not like just like, oh, I get staggered and I step back one step. No, I'm talking about you get knocked the fuck back. So, how you guys doing? I'm doing pretty good. Thank God for hyper armor, because that would have probably knocked me back. And you'll see what I mean? It's every one of their hits, the big ones. The little ones, they kind of stagger you, but they're easier to they stagger you, but it's easier to stagger them. And this one, I think this one's broken. I think the game broke on itself. You know what I might do? I don't know if I'm going to do it, because I'm thinking of doing an Arkham City Game of the Year playthrough, because I just borrowed it from my cousin, but I'm not sure, because if I do a 100% playthrough, that's going to be a pain in the ass, and I'm going to have to, and I'm already trying to get all the achievements for it in the first place, trying to get a 100% playthrough, because in order to complete a certain side quest, you have to find every single Riddler trophy, which is a pain in the fucking ass. Oh, and by the way, that's a pretty damn game. And that was the first time when I borrowed it from him, that was the first time I played it, and holy shit, it's pretty cool. And if I do play that game for Let's Play, so I'm looking around here, I don't see any, I didn't see any Tomb of the Giants opening. But anyways, if I do play that game, I'm going to play as the animated Batman, which is, it just fits. I mean, the legitimate cutscenes will have the Batman that's the model that they use in Batman Arkham City, but in the gameplay, I'd be using the animated Batman, or maybe Sinestro Corps Batman. Those are my two favorites. Probably animated Batman, because it's just so out of place. And I would also play the Catwoman episodes with animated Catwoman. But back to Dark Souls. This is the second Hydra, and that went through the wood and stuck. This is the second Hydra, and this place is a good place to get a couple dragon scales, albeit once per playthrough, but you get a few good ones. So on my other file, my Lord's Blade Kieran profile that I mentioned a little while back, when I was down here, I saw from this side of the lake, I think it was that side of the lake, or maybe it was the side that the Hydra's already on right now. The Hydra jumped, like legitimately leapt from one side of the water over the the sandy beach, over into the other side, and holy shit, that was cool. You don't really see their bodies that much, but it's like, you see the heads, and the body itself is like a shell with like tentacles, like in the back of, like at the opposite end, as like kind of like an octopus thing. However, so you can kind of see, like, let's get some sunlight blades into this. Missed that one. So that crab, why did I said crab last time I tried recording the audio for this. Said it this time. That dead thing right there, that is actually the, you'll also find those in the crystal caves. I don't know what they're called, but they can like scoop you up and fling you up in the air. 630 damage, that's pretty good. Crap. So using the lightning spears and stuff like that is a pretty good idea. I missed that one. But this is the only other Hydra in the game. There are only two. One is required to kill in order to get the DLC to be available. And this one's completely optional, but it's a pain in the ass if you want to try and just walk across back and forth. And of course, it doesn't respawn. Of course it doesn't. I mean, if you want one of these things to respawn, then Jesus Christ, that'd be crazy. So there's a unique dragon weapon here that is, I guess you could say, the beefed up version of the Drake sword. And the cool thing is, the way you get it, okay, so, well, first, yay, Drake, the Hydra's dead. And we get, instead of one dragon scale, we get two, because we don't get the ring with it, that Dusk Crown ring. I'm still trying to look for that opening. But it's really cool, because it's like this underground, this is somewhat, I guess it's underground or something. So, this is a skull of a giant, which kind of hints at that you're near the Tomb of the Giants. And yes, everything in all those things in their shell is are skulls. Anyways, so this place right here, still trying to look for it. Oh, there's an item over there. Fuck it, we're gonna go get it. But anyways, that place that I was talking about right there was has the spell that you can only get there. So if you want to get the achievement or trophy for getting all the miracles, then you kind of want to get to that area. Now it's really, really hard to get to figure it out, or unless you either look up how to do it, or do a few others, or actually try to look around, because it really is hard. Like, you would never think about it. You think of it. the way that in order to get to that spell, you would never think of it that. There's another dragon scale. So that's noteworthy because I never knew that there was. I don't think that I knew there was an item there. But from what I remember, that log that we went into to grab that item when the Hydra was still alive. From what I remember, I think that used to be a sword. I can't remember. I think that was originally what it was, and then they might have changed it. But I can't. That was so long. That was like a year or two ago, I think. So I can't quite remember. And there's another item over here. Now, obviously, the tinted, like the super dark blue, almost black water area is like that's where you can drop into the water and die. Here, you're fine. Up until that border, you're fine. But the moment you pass that border, you're dead. So there's another dragon scale. I think I knew about that one, but just not the one on the other side of the area. But that bonfire that we rested at over there, that you cannot warp to to that. You cannot warp. That's not a warp point that you can warp to. But that is an important bonfire nonetheless. That is where Sigmar and Seyland of Katarina are going to be. So here's 2 more basilisks, and here's a really big... Yeah, see, 500 damage, and I'm just gonna... I'm gonna just be cheap on this. I mean, I'm doing more damage than I'm doing with my sword alone, so... And even with all that, with, pursuers, he doesn't get staggered. And that pursuer stuff is supposed to stagger you pretty good. So, for once, you actually see me being a mage for a bit. But this is just to quickly kill this guy. There we go. So if we go up here, you will see that there is an item there. And there's another opening. However, we do not want to go through this area. We actually want to go out the way we came, because there's another basilisk on the actual walkway that we need to get to. Or not the one we need to get to, but the one that we'd have to, carefully be like that one right there. There's the basilisk right there. And I don't know why they call it basilisk, but I thought a basilisk was a giant ass snake, like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. That seems like that would be a basilisk, not a creepy black frog with black eyes. Now this is where you want to be. You would never think that, because it took me 5 playthroughs before I figured out this. Now it seems like I'm floating, and I'm practically floating, but you really want to inch your way there, because if you just walk right off, you're going to probably die. So, there's the Miracle Grape Magic Barrier, which is obviously better than Magic Barrier, and I think that's the only other Magic Barrier spell in the game. So now that we got all that, we are going to just run it to the second and final bonfire in Ash Lake, which is also a Covenant area. Let's see if I can get this guy. Nope, his hitbox does not cover the top of his shell. Kind of weird looking though, like the muscles, the tendons that are holding its shell up. Now that, if you saw how he was gonna kind of charge you at an angle like that, that will. I think that's the move that will, they'll dig you up and fling you right up into the air. So yeah, you can see that, if you don't have the rusted iron ring, I do right now, or you're not wearing it because you don't want to wear it because you have, your 2 rings that you want to wear. Here's just walk along the sand. However, you can see that it's quickly getting thinner and thinner. So you're going to have to walk on the sand. Because even walking a little bit off, you'll slide right off and die. So this dragon holds our has our dragon greatsword. And that's one of the highest physical damage dealing weapons in the game if you max it out. So you can enter the covenant. This is a dragon servant covenant or something like that. Cut off his tail. You'd think that would break the covenant. Nope. You can cut off his tail, and it would not anger the dragon. So I can still enter the covenant, but I'm not going to. There's only one covenant I'm going to go to, and that is going to be the Chaos Servant. And so I'm using the max out one right now. But you see 390, 585. That's a lot, and I don't think it scales at all. But so here's the two-handed, single-handed, and these are like light. Here's the heavy, and the two-handed heavy is the special attack. Yeah, that's pretty badass. Now I am gonna also show that in the bonus episode when I'm done with this game, and I am going to show both endings. I might just splice both endings into the game, and then have the credits after. I'm not quite sure.